You know what it is. Matter of fact, you know who it is. It's your boy Arlis Michaels. I'm now rocking with the Untold Interview, man.
I got my man Arlis Michaels in here, man.
What's good, man? How you feeling?
Ain't much, man. Ain't much, man. We chilling. We just got back from Atlanta, doing a nice event with my guy, Mr. Man from Philly's Most Wanted.
Oh yeah, that's I seen that.
Yeah,
I was a big fan of him growing up too.
yeah.
He definitely Philly's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
They had this song, The Border, something like that. Cross the Border.
Yeah, Cross the
That was
Border.
my shit.
Yeah, that was the joint. Arlis Michaels, man. Tell the audience who you are, where you from, bro.
Oh, my name is Arlis Michaels. You already know, aka the Professional Chill. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Now, what part of New York is that?
Brooklyn.
That's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So y'all you guys got barrels and all that, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn is a borough.
Okay.
That's a part of the borough. You got Flatbush, you got Canarsie, you got Fort Greene, you got Crown Heights, you got Brownsville. I'm from Bed-Stuy.
From
Malcolm X Boulevard. I'm from the same block as Jackie Robinson. I'm from McDonough Street. That's where Jackie Robinson is from.
Okay.
A lot of people don't probably know that.
How was it growing up for you?
Same shit growing up in any neighborhood. Originally, I came from the Bronx before I even moved to Brooklyn. So, single parent home, you know what I'm saying? Just me and my mother. She worked 3 jobs, but she always try to keep me busy and shit. So a lot of people don't know, I was on the Cosby Show 4 episodes as a kid.
What?
Yep. My mother had me in acting, all of that shit. My mother and Marilyn Santana, that got killed.
Okay.
And Bud, moms, they all worked together. So I somehow got an audition like that. I was on 3 or 4 episodes as a kid.
What season?
Shit, I'm not even sure. It was when we were little kids.
Oh, okay.
That's before I was like 7, 8 years old.
Man.
So,
do you remember that experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually good. So when all that other shit came out with Bill Cosby, as I said, he was actually just a real cool old guy. I didn't believe really none of that shit they were saying. From my experience of those episodes.
Was Bill funny on set?
Oh, hell yeah. He was real strict though. He wasn't with none of that fooling around. You had to take that craft seriously. He's not with no fuck ups on none of that shit. He's dead serious about his craft.
A lot of people can't say that. They can't say that they was actually working with Bill Cosby himself.
Yes.
Wow.
I've been around great since a little kid, man. So I know what this shit hitting for.
And what made you want to be a rapper?
By that time now I'm in Brooklyn. That was the thing to do because back then they had public access. They had shit like Video City, Flex in Brooklyn, right? They had a couple more shows. So if you was in high school and you was on that shit, it was like being on BET.
Right.
So my friends, they kind of encouraged me into that shit, Mo Chips, Bill Youngs. That's what they was doing, and they was kind of encouraging, yo, go to the studio, and I'd just be playing around and stuff like that. So, and then my guy right here, Moon, he was kind of like my first manager, not even being a manager and promoter. He used to run to every block and every place and just yo, my man is better than all y'all. Bet anything. Even if we was bluffing, if we didn't have the money. So he was doing that first. So as time was going on, that was building my confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So then years, just kept working. I created the DVD, and then I just created me and my cousin created Real Talk TV DVD. And then all the streets fucked with it. And that's how I got myself out there.
Now that DVD era in New York,
era.
That was the best era for you?
I built a lot of relationships because even when I was coming, I've been coming to Philly over 20 years.
Mm.
So now when Beanie Siegel, the Major Figures, I was listening to Major Figures in high school and stuff. So I never even knew Philly was rough. We listened to, you hear the Roots, Will Smith. I thought it was on some Will Smith kind of shit. So now when Beanie Siegel, Major Figures, and Pretty Ugly and all them was coming to New York radio, I'm like, oh shit. And Philly's Most Wanted, you ain't know was, not at the time wasn't going to Philly. We didn't know it was ghetto like this, fucked up, the Ram Squad and a couple other acts. So now when I used to come out here during the DVD, I used to go to 52nd and Market. The one thing I liked about that, it was all the unsigned artists, they was pushing the unsigned artists.
Right.
So if you didn't go through that whole mixtape wave in Philly. Like you could be the hottest person in Philly and not have a record deal. It would never be structured like that in New York. You have to have a deal. It's just like mad political shit. Here, like Meek Mill was the hottest rapper years ago when I used to come up here when he had the cornrows, the braids, and all that shit. Then, like they was like, yo, he's the hottest. I'm like, who's the hottest? Meek Mill, Flamers. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Well, versus New York, you guys got record labels down the block.
Shit means nothing. All fluff. Shit means nothing.
Well, it's a lot of people that assume that you guys have access to that.
I mean, you can, but you got to realize the people that push the buttons really don't know music. They don't really know talent. So what they do is they structure the talent by the numbers you get on YouTube. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, we talking about now or then?
Well, back then you had to beat the streets up, like, mixtapes, DVDs. But I learned a lot even from one of my mentors, Chuck Wilson from Baby Grand Records, because he always took a liking to me. He's like, look, I want to sign you and I want to make you an A&R. So I'm like, I bet, because that's what I really want to always do, be an executive. That was my main goal. So he's like, yo, if you got 5 artists right now, who would you sign? So I'm going by the people I fuck with. I fuck with French Montana, Gilly the Kid, Ransom, then Remo the Rap Star with somebody else, I forgot. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I gave him the names. So I never heard of none of them. Like, you never heard of them? So I'm like, damn, them niggas is buzzing on everything. He called me back the next day. I said, Arlis, I need to set up a meeting with Gilly and Ransom ASAP. So you just say you never heard of them? I said, nah, they popping. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? So he was little, like he like a midget. So like he's sitting in the chair, his feet dangling and shit. Like he's just short. So when I came to the office, he's like, yo, look, he got 500,000 views. At the time, Gilly was beefing with Lil Wayne. Ransom was beefing with Joe Budden. So I'm like, all right, I set the meeting up. I watched the man cut both of them a check without even listening to their music. And that was in 2008. And I said, damn, this game is different. He never heard their music.
Wait a minute. Gilly was signed to Baby Grand?
Mm-hmm. He did one mixtape album. You can look it up. I forgot the name of the mixtape.
Now, hold up. Is Baby Grand a mixtape label?
It's an independent label.
Okay.
It's an independent label. I think it was distributed through Koch.
All right.
But Chuck Wilson, he's a real smart man. He's a lawyer, and he's a guy that wrote Soul Plane. Like, he's a writer. Like, he wrote the movie Soul Plane. So he always believed in me. He's like, yo, you animated. Yo, you going to be want to make him. Like, he kind of predicted my future. Like, yo, I'm telling you, you're going to be making films and everything. And down the line, that's what I started doing. You know what I'm saying? He had this website called Crack Space. He has a restaurant with Vin Diesel in L.A.
Wow.
So I kind of learned a lot of shit, like, you know what I'm saying, just listening to him. Because he kind of predicted that the DVD and all that shit is about to be over. He's like, yo, hey, you got to think digital. You got to think digital, got to think digital. So I didn't understand what he was saying. Because that's how he figured out what's hot through the views on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So now when World Star created, it kind of put all of the DVDs out of business. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't upload as fast as the websites.
Okay.
Like, just say if I got my man right here, he's beefing with him, right? It might take us 2 months before we put the DVD out because we got to interview everybody. Now with the internet, you could just upload it right then and there. By the time my shit come out, they could be already dead at they beef. You know what I'm saying? And then now, all the rappers, they got smart. All of them start having their own personal cameraman now. Like Rick Ross, they had Spliff TV. All of them had their Dipset, they had
TV.
Dipset, they had Now What TV. Everybody started having their own cameraman. You know what I'm saying?
What era is better? This era for artists or back in the DVD era?
I like the DVD era, me personally, because you had to really work. Nowadays, you don't really got to work. You could do some silly shit and just go viral and then be on. So a lot of artists think it's that easy. You feel what I'm saying? So you had to really work back then. Like now, social media, it made everybody like, fuck, all I gotta do is do some stupid shit, smack a lady in the back of the head, run off, throw some eggs, and go viral, and then now you popping. That's it.
But when you say that's more easier than
you gotta put the work in.
But you talking about talent wise.
Yeah, but a lot of people not really talented. What are we really signing? We're really signing a person that's really good, or we just signing some bullshit? That's what we have to really look at. A lot of the artists that get signed, they only get signed because they got a whole bunch of views. That's it. Now, when they get down to the label, they don't know what to do with them. We gave them this big ass check, and now we stuck. We don't know what to do. So now, when you really look at the numbers, right? They got, say, 2 million, 3 million Instagram subscribers, right? Now they sell 5,000 units. Something ain't making no sense. Something ain't adding up. Look at a lot of the artists. Bobby Smurda was signed, right? Like he had the hot record. The label really didn't know what to do. He put out an EP, only sold like 5 or 6,000. Ice Spice was one of the hottest chicks out right now. She just now sold 6,000. So we have to figure out now what's going on. Is it the artists or is it the people at the labels? Because they don't really know how to market and promote artists the way they maybe should be, probably. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you could just do everything independently. You know what I'm saying? When you really look at it.
Now, what is independent in your eyes?
Independent is like, yo, you know, you got to work as the label. Like I turned down 3 deals myself when I was going hard with the music. And it was like, the first thing young artists do, they skip right to the financial part of it. So you look at the budget, right? That the label's going to control your budget. They might give you a $90,000 event. They're not going to, I already, you know me, I'm going to really do my research on anything. So now they 360 everything. You might as well just bend over and just get fucked, pretty much. They making merch, they eating off that. They taking your YouTube, they control your YouTube. They control your whole, everything. You know what I'm saying? Then years later, you be like, damn, I don't really got none. I'm cool with, if you can make 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a year off that and nobody eat off you, I'm cool with that. I'd rather do that than make 4 million and somebody make 40 million. Me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Who are some of the artists that you work with in New York throughout the course of your career?
Everybody. From Mano, Pap, French Montana. I worked with pretty much everybody. You know, we all kind of came up to like kind of like together and on the grind. News, like pretty much everybody. We all started first like doing like Hood Life Cypher DVDs. Shout out to my man Terrell Blair. He played really an intricate part of believing in everybody kind of career first. So he used to have these DVDs where we would all be in a barbershop and we'd just be ciphering and he'd just record us. You know what I'm saying? So he played like an intricate part in a lot of, like early on, Fred the Godson, P, me, French Montana, everybody. You know what I'm saying? He was like the older dude that really believed. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like the East Coast oversaturated the mixtape game?
What overall, the world, you mean?
Yeah.
I can't really say that because some of our mixtapes don't even reach Chicago, Detroit, LA. Like it's like if you look at other states, they don't really need this market. They don't really need New York. They make so much money and like I was telling some artists about my guy, Mr. Fab. He's like, I never heard of him. I'm like, yo, he's huge in Oakland. Like he's the man. He got a store. You know what I'm saying? He sells a whole bunch of units independently, but a lot of people on the East Coast don't even know who that is. You got a guy like Tech Nine that's from like Kansas City, Missouri that makes Forbes every year, making $20, $30 million a year, and artists don't even know who that is.
That's
He
crazy.
sells crazy merch, everything. He is like Kansas City. You know what I'm saying?
And his shows is very entertaining.
Yeah, but see, he has a real fan base.
Right.
You got to remember, record labels are designed to make you a star. You got to figure out ways how to make your own money out that shit. They're going to put the marketing dollars into you, put you everywhere. Now you got to figure out how to hustle this shit. Because everybody think every rapper is rich, and damn near all of them are broke. Like, this is what it is. And when I mean broke, I'm not meaning like have like $1 or $2 or $3 or something like that. But, you know, they're not where they really really where they need to really be at. I remember a couple years ago before Love and Hip Hop, I bumped into Young Jock like in a beauty salon. He was selling knockoff bags. I mean, this is called Untold Stories, right?
Elaborate, man.
What you mean? He had to find a way to get to it. He probably got a family. What you laughing at? I'm just saying he had to hustle. But he's the one person that made Forbes at one point that made $10 million. I'm not trying to like diss him or anything like that, but I'm just showing you the flip side of the the music. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all. I'm not trying to disrespect them or anything, but just it's like you would think that because you see them on like what's name is one of my mentors, like Loon. He went to jail on drug charges. You know what I'm saying?
Did you buy a bag from Young Jock?
No, no. I ain't into none of that shit anyway. Like I'm not like when I do things with chicks, it got to be something we both enjoy. I ain't buying no Birkin, Celine. I ain't doing none of that. I'm not enjoying that.
Well,
How we
now
both can enjoy that?
now these days, they're considering everything sex trafficking. So now you can't even buy a young lady a bag.
Yeah,
Isn't that wild?
yeah. They come up with this shit every day or something new. Got to look at it like that.
How many mixtapes you put out?
I think like 13. They all did pretty well too. They're like 13. Somewhere around there. 13,
Now, how did when you put the mixtapes out versus today? You could upload it on streaming platforms. Did you do the whole burning the CDs, have a DJ host it, and do consignment with a mom and pop shop?
I did like United Masters like once. It was cool, but I like hand in hand where you could, you know what I'm saying, give you a couple dollars, keep it pushing, sell wholesale. Like I don't really like all that because they have ways to rig the numbers of what you sold and how much they need to pay you. So there's always a way to get around, and then you know if you have to hire a lawyer to audit and all that shit. By the time you finish all of that shit, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like New York fell off
Um,
music wise?
I'm not gonna say fell off. I just feel like we might have like lost some identity with certain things. I feel like we was the trendsetters. We are the trendsetters. Like, you know, growing up, like it was popular to be like, I'm from New York. Like anywhere you go is like our style of dress, just the way we talk. And it just like as time went on, you see it was like kind of taking things from other states. So where it was like, are they laughing with us or they laughing at us? You feel what I'm saying? Like you see how they got like drill rap and stuff like that. And you know, I understand it's like for the youth, but it's like if it's not created, you know, like in that, you know, as a kid in like the late 80s, early 90s, it was like a lot of real shit was going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we was the trendsetters. Like people wanted to be like they was from New York. Like I remember when I was in college in Ohio, that's what they called me. They called me New York. Like they like, yo, keep talking. We love your accent. I'm looking at them like, my accent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think we really fell off, but you know, we're just certain things with like certain trends. But
you guys was for me growing up. I went out there. I got family out in New York. I went out there for like a day, and I'm coming back to school telling yo, what's up, son, and all this stuff, pretending like I'm from New York. I then picked up the lingo and everything. You know what I'm saying? So you guys did rub off on Philly a lot, but we are the home of the spitters.
that's a fact.
We are the home of the spitters. Who are some of the people besides Gilly the Kid that you work with out here or in
I work with the whole figures.
The whole figures?
Pretty
Spade up?
much. Spade. I got records with Spade.
Shout out
I
to
was a big
Spade.
fan. Like when I met them, I was a big fan of them growing up because they had like an accent, the way they rhymed. It was like it was just something different. I just remember being in school, spitting they shit, and they're like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Yo, it's niggas from Philly, major figures." So actually meeting them, and we all got cool, bumped J, all of them. I was like, you know what I mean? Like I've been fucking with them since like 03, 04. So I knew them for a long time. I still keep in contact with pretty much all of them. To this day, the only one I really didn't have a real relationship with was Ab Lava. Because he was when I was coming, he wasn't really around like that. But everybody else though, like the rest of them, those are my guys. I just spoke to Gilly actually yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that you're in Philly?
I told him I was coming up here, so I'm gonna when I leave here, I'm gonna call to see where he at. Probably chop it up one real quick before I go back to New York.
Okay.
Try to make all my runs while I'm out here.
You have to stop by the Untold, bro. It's only right.
I mean, I'm telling you, the shit I'm saying, people don't know that.
Yeah.
Y'all can chop it up however y'all want to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right, so listen, man. Let's go back to New York. it was one era where the gang affiliation was displayed on DVD
Yeah.
and television. What year did that occur?
Well, the gang shit really started hitting New York like 93, 94-ish. But then like, and it really hit the television really until like the early 2000s. As far as with the rap shit, you mean? Yeah, the early 2000s. Kind of, what's name kind of really put that in the forefront. I mean,
Who that?
Jim Jones, as far as the artist is,
Okay.
as far as an artist. You know what I'm saying? He kind of, because all like the guys I grew up with, they fuck with Jim Jones. So he kind of put that to the world somewhere around like, I think, was it like '02 or 102, '03, somewhere around
Yeah, I'll say around that time.
Yeah.
That's when they had like that was before Purple City and everything, right?
Now it was around the same, around the same time.
Okay.
I think it was like '02, '03.
Okay.
Oh, 102, '03, somewhere around there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so they kind of put that to the world with on the television screen as far as the rap shit.
Right. Right. Speaking of Jones, I don't know if you're in tune to what's going on the internet with Cameron and Jim Jones. It's a little, you know, a little bit too much information up there.
Hey man, if minding my business was a person, man, I mean, they just gonna have to somehow to figure out. You know, I'm not really with going like, you know what I'm saying, because I know they have each other's phone numbers. I'm not really with going on a, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, that's something they just gonna have to figure out. I mean, they have over 20-some year relationship, so
exactly. It's like brothers, man. They're like brothers.
You know, this industry, man. This industry is tricky. The industry is real tricky, man.
You know, when I think of Jim Jones and Cameron's relationship, man, it's like, you know, close cousins and things like that, man.
Hey. I mean, honestly, we would never really know. I mean, you know, people could portray something away when they on camera. We don't know the internal behind the scenes when the camera's off. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We can't really speculate neither. So, I mean, hopefully maybe they could sit down one day and talk it out, you know?
Now coming up in New York, how did you navigate through all the beefs and the diss records and everything?
That was never really my thing. I'm into like getting money and driving nice cars and fucking some bad bitches. To me, that's like a broke man sport, honestly. Like, I ain't. For what, though? Because you really think about it, when you see all these rappers dissing each other, they don't even know each other. So, they don't know each other. I don't know how to go in the front of a camera and talk negative about somebody I never met. When I look at a lot of these podcasters and shit and all that, I be like, yo, y'all niggas, you don't even know these niggas. That was never my thing. Period.
Do you feel like a lot of the artists per se, they come on the podcast shows and they get into a certain character?
A lot of them do.
Do you feel like they expose who they truly is off camera, like they really display who they really are?
Everybody wants to be the same type of person. Instagram was created, you could be whoever you want to be. I see the ugliest bitches become the baddest bitches on Instagram. Niggas is taking pictures with guns, captions, war ready. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, at the end of the day. So you got to realize a lot of people have have a lot of insecurities. They're not comfortable being the person that they really are. So you got to realize now, like, when you start getting some money, it be the bitches that float niggas' egos. Because them bitches will never give you no pussy prior to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It be the tough niggas that now all of us, yo, he a real nigga. He could have ratted and all that. So now their confidence level is going through the roof. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really look at that like, you know what I'm saying? These cameras come on, niggas, a lot of these people get out of character. You know what I'm saying? They feel like that's the thing to do. And people spend too much time on trying to be tough instead of making some money. Everybody's trying to be in the same lane. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. If you really look at these rappers, they all screw their face up. They don't take showers. They just looking like being dirty is the new thing. Like, Like, hell no. I got good skin, all that shit. Like, I ain't being like these niggas. Like,
You know, one of the guys, man, that I really used to, I was listening to him 2 years ago, Troy Ave.
yeah,
I was listening to Troy Ave, I forgot the mixtape, it was BSB or something like that.
yeah.
And I like him. I like him.
I mean, he grinded.
I like him, man.
We used to all record at the same studio.
Okay,
Me,
okay.
him, Mano, Red Cafe, Push Montana, News. We used to all record at Rio's crib at a point. Lucky Dawn. We all recorded at the same studio.
I seen him in Mano, and I'm not rehashing the situation, but I seen him and Mano have a few words over the internet before Troy went and do his jail sentence. Um, do you feel like there's a disconnect when it comes to the artist that's over there in New York?
I mean, there's a lot of disconnects with artists in New York. If you really look at the internet, they all be dissing each other. Not no real,
For real.
right? No, I mean, I don't know how Philly's structured, but not no real like unity. Like even in that situation, it was a lot of mutual people before that incident happened that could have got in between and kind of deaded it because it was really over really none. It's like words on the internet. Like that's the only thing I would really, you know what I'm saying, but really speak on as far as that. I feel like it was a lot of mutual people that could have got involved and threw their weight around like, look, man, that shit ain't about nothing. And, you know, that's all I would really talk about as far as that.
Do some of the rappers still play this thing where they the king of New York thing? Because once upon a time that was being thrown around a lot.
Well, wasn't Christopher Walken the king of New York? I mean, what do you consider the king? Like, what's considered the king? I mean, is it a title? Does anybody own blocks? Do they own Manhattan? I mean, what do you? I mean, what is that? I mean,
Well, I mean, it's certain levels. You got
musically.
okay. Let's keep it on music.
Well, musically wasn't that big. Big was saying that, wasn't it? Frank White, King of New York, and all that. I mean, you know, I mean, what would be categorized as musically or just like what?
So is it safe to say it wasn't no king of New York?
I mean, who's who's claiming that? Like, you can't claim yourself that. That would be something that the streets and the majority. When they say Michael Jordan is the best player, I never heard Michael Jordan say he was the best player. He always kind of dumbs it down. Like I came up under the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he never. That's what the majority says. They call King James LeBron. You don't really hear him saying that. That's what the fans and the you know the people that sports lovers. This is what they saying. They say Kobe. So I don't really think you could claim that like yourself. Like
Well, can Jay-Z be considered king of New York on the rap tip?
he can, but you never. Jay-Z doesn't talk. How much do you really hear him talk in interviews? He doesn't really talk about himself in interviews. Talks in third person. Doesn't really speak. He just lets the work. Like he just lets the work speak for himself and what in the moves he's making. People talk about him every day. He never responds. That probably gets them people more aggravated. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. Certain things I feel like you have to get. Like we know Floyd Mayweather's a champ.
Right.
That we do know. He's 50-0 or 51-0. We can't erase what he's done. They could call him whatever. He never lost. You know what I'm saying? So we want to structure it like that, then we know he's the champ. You know what I'm saying? So
New York radio, Arlis, have it been fair throughout the years?
no, I mean, the radios ran pretty much by the labels. Whatever money they dumping into the artist's record, that's how it's ran. It's not really ran off who has a hot record is what, the radio budget is. Real talk.
So,
But nowadays, a lot of the artists that's popping from New York don't even get played on the radio. They don't need it. They on the internet. Chef G don't get played on the radio. They ain't at all. I mean, he makes a lot of money off shows. Busy Banks. There's a lot of artists, from New York that don't really get played on the radio like that.
so is that not important no more?
I mean, it's still a marketing tool, but nowadays the internet became so big. Half these rappers that think about it. You do a podcast, right? It's not on the radio. A radio person that's at the radio, it's like a podcast too. You could say, like the Breakfast Club. What's the difference? It just is on the radio, but they film it and put it on the internet after they film the show. They put it on YouTube.
But they also have a program director and they also play music.
Yeah. Majority of these artists got hot from the internet. Bobby Smurda, Roddy Rebel, 2 Milli, Designer, Young M.A., all of them started on the internet first. They got hot on the internet first, and they traveled to the radio.
And that's not even the traditional way of doing it, like
Max
back in
B,
the day.
French Montana, Nicki Minaj, internet. And then New York, like, all right, their records got to the radio like that. I'm not saying it's not important, but you can get hot on Instagram. My artist is one of the trendiest artists right now in New York. And we just starting to get radio play. But he created his own wave of Instagram. He's the most trendiest person in 2024 and starting off the same way in 25. He's the most talked about person on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. And barely any radios. Only like 3 or 4 DJs play it on the radio. It's not like it's in rotation where it's every DJ on 105, every DJ on Hot 97. But everybody knows who he is. He came to Philly, kids are running up on him all that, just from the social media. So that says a lot.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? It says a whole lot.
Now, with the streaming platforms, do the numbers count with an artist?
I mean, for the label, like if you're trying to sign to a label, if you could sell 10, 20, 15,000 on your own, every label gonna call you. They don't necessarily mean they know what to do with you though. You know what I'm saying? I remember my guy Papoose was signed to Job. They gave him like 1.5. But Job is more of an R&B label, so they didn't really know how to market it. They was like, he was so hot in the street, let's grab him. You know what I'm saying? I thought maybe if he'd have signed with Eminem, it would have been a better situation because Eminem is a spitter. And later on, years later, what he signed? Slaughterhouse, all spitters. That's my personal opinion though. And you already see the success with 50 Cent, what they did over there. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of 50, man, I believe throughout the years, 50 been holding New York City down, collaborating with guys like Uncle Murder, Tony Yayo, the list go on.
I mean, he's a workhorse, man. I mean, as he got in the game, he's basically showing you like, take full advantage of your opportunity. He got an opportunity, and he ain't stopped working. So you got to figure his first album dropped in 2003. He's still working like a new artist. Like he pretty much did everything. Reebok deals, shows. I think he did like the Apprentice show or something like that. Power. Like, yo, he's working. Like, you know what I mean? That blueprint right there, a lot of people should follow that. Like, he got an opportunity and took full advantage.
Arlis, do you feel like you got your first shot when it comes to music?
I mean, I created my own opportunities. I mean, if it would have worked out, then it would have worked out. But I wasn't really stressing it. I feel like my life is not set up like that. Like yo, come on. I always looked at it like that. Like I always gotta just keep working. I never looked at it like, yo, I'm looking for somebody just to put me on. I mean, I had opportunities, but the paperwork, it just ain't make no sense as far as me. And I'm glad it didn't work out. Like a lot of people don't know, like, I was one of the first rappers rocking with like LL, like when he had the Rock the Bells music group. Tony Rome was the president. And I learned a lot from that little bit of time about like the business. So I was about like 20 years old. and they had a distribution deal through Warner Brothers. It was me and a singer named Scola. He's the fifth member of Drew Hill, right? And then, you know, you have to put out artists at a certain amount of time, and a third, and the label wound up folding. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, LL's a big artist. Like, he's, you know what I mean, he's an icon. But there's a lot with the business aspect. You know what I'm saying?
When you look back at your come up in that DVD era, that mixtape era, what are some of the things like you would did different?
Uh, it was probably like one DVD, but that was a DVD that actually put me on the map. Now I think about it now, was all the beefs and stuff that was going on. I put out a controversy sale, real talk, controversy sales DVD, and I had promoting a lot of beefs. I had like J Mills, Murder Mook, Loon and Dipset. What's out on there? I think T-Rex, French Montana, Dirty Money. It was just a lot. But that was my breakout DVD. But now I look at how shit is going on in the world now, because I had relationships with all of them. Even though I still rock with them, it could have been, you know what I'm saying, like a big thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's probably the only regret. Besides that, I really have no regrets. I mean, they considered me top 5. I mean, I sold a whole bunch of units, made a whole bunch of money, and built a whole bunch of relationships. So I don't really have no real regrets. I don't really have no real regrets in the music industry. Real talk. And in life.
Murder Mook said something on Drink Champs to Amber Rose. He told her, well, let's say he said it generally. The new talent is no talent. Do you believe that?
Yes. He's 100% correct. I believe that.
Can you name 3 artists right now, no matter where they from, that have unique talent?
As far as like bars, like just
Any
music,
artist, singer, rapper.
I think my guy Billion is one of the best lyricists I ever heard. Along with Mo Chips, I feel like they should have been on. Me personally, and I'm not even saying that because I grew up with them. Like, being in the studio and see how fast they work and how creative they are, there was no reason they never had a deal. Uh, Rain's from North Carolina. He was running with Corey Guns. He's part of that militia.
Is that he was smacking them, right?
Super talented.
Oh, I like that guy. Bald head, light skin guy, right?
Super
I like
talented.
that guy.
Don't know how. And it's crazy because he was supposed to rock with J. Cole when J. Cole first got in, but they from the same neighborhood. I don't know how he never got on.
Well, he did a lot of ghostwriting.
I mean, that's cool too. I mean, it's money, but I don't, like, he's super nice. Like, I don't even know how he, even Ransom, I don't know how he never got a real fair deal. Like, Ransom is an animal. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do lyrics matter these days?
I mean, now it doesn't.
Well, you got Griselda. You got,
They don't play in the clubs though. Those are music I like listening to.
Okay.
You gotta realize, when you go in a club, everybody's intoxicated. Nobody wants to think. They're not gonna play Jay-Z, I'm from New York, in the club. Too much thinking. You go to a club, everybody's drinking and smoking. You think about it. Nobody wants to think. You know what I'm saying? Any club you go to.
Would you sign with a record label today?
Nope.
Why?
It doesn't make sense for me. I did everything independently by myself. I don't want to give myself to anybody. Like me, just people just eating off me. Like, for what? Not at this point. I encourage artists, is like, yo, at this point, you got so many outlets, social media, you can get all the bags yourself. You gotta really think about it. Like, what do you really want? Do you really want money, or you want to be a star? That's what artists have to really think about. Some people just want to be popular. They want to be a star, but the money's not adding up to the stardom. You have to think about that.
How much does it cost to release a single?
to market it the right way, radio and everything.
Yeah.
200,000 to get it to the masses.
Today.
Probably more than that. Any record that you hear on the radio, crazy, you forced to really like it because they embed it in your brain. You hear it so much, you're like, all right, cool. You're hearing it so much. Shit's like $250,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, any record you hear, unless it gets on the internet, hits TikTok, they spend a lot of money on marketing the record. So when you go to listen to the radio all day, Cosmic Kev, anybody, and they playing a record to the whole all day, that's what the label does. They put in the money they believe in a single to, to break it. Any record that you heard, they're not just playing it to play it. Songs got to get added to rotation. All of that stuff it's costly.
But you said radio is like not a factor. It's more of the social media.
I mean now, yes, but still enough. You're signed to a label, they still gonna use the radio. I'm saying now, like to tell artists, is like, yo, you could create your own wave and get popping through social media, and you could just get your own money. So you got an artist like RJ Payne, right? He's from out here, fire, right? He has his own merch. He makes 6 figures. He's chilling, owns a house, right? Labels hollered at him. I'm like, well, that's what you want to do. You're going to be given a piece. He's like, you know what? Hey, you're right. And he kept it still independent.
RJ Payne reminds me of Big L.
Exactly. He looks like him too.
Look just like Big L. If they do a biopic, he should definitely try out for the role.
That's a fact.
He's a dope MC, man. He's one of the MCs that I highly respect on the lyrics tip.
He's tough. Super tough.
But his record won't get played in the clubs.
He don't care. But Roger, he don't go to clubs like that anyway. You never heard of Benny the Butcher record playing in the club?
Actually, I did.
You did?
Yeah, the one with Snoop.
Okay. I don't think it was heavy in the club, though. Snoop signed him anyway, so.
Yeah. Shout outs to Snoop for that. So, we're in the era where people are pretty much doing anything and saying anything to go viral. Yeah. Whether it's degrading themselves and losing the morals and respect, they're trying to go viral. They're trying to break the internet somehow, some way. What you got to say about that?
I mean, that's their way of getting on. I'm not doing that. I mean, that's more like for the younger crowd. Like, that's what they want to be popular. Some people want to get money and be seen. I'd rather get the money and disappear. So everybody's different.
I don't know. Have you seen some of these interviews, these podcasts with the elder people that's in the game?
They're scared of getting older. I'm not. That's the difference between me and them. I had a great life. Like, I did everything I wanted to do in my teens, 20s, all of that shit. Like, I lived it up for real, so I'm cool. Some people are trying to relive something that they never had. You know what I'm saying?
I just seen on social media, because that's our new way of news. Beanie Siegel.
Yeah.
He did a track with AI using his old voice.
Yeah, I just seen that.
You seen that?
Yeah.
I think that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I thought it was too. It's crazy. Technology is crazy. Sound just like him.
Just like him, flow, everything.
Or
I miss Beanie Siegel's old voice. He's still Siegel.
I was just with Siegel like a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually, Primo actually opened up for him. Let Primo open up for him. They had the concert somewhere out there. I think it was downtown. So I miss his voice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like way he rapped and shit. But I know, like, when he got shot, you know what I'm saying?
Can that be a new thing?
I mean, it's about to be.
Would you do it?
I mean, I still got my voice. So.
But I'm talking about on a different level. You know, you might not want to go into the studio.
I don't know. I never tried it. But I still sound the same as I started. So for me, I don't have to do it. For him, that's how people remember his voice. So, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to be probably used to the voice that he has now. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like he lost a lung or his lung collapsed or something like that.
Right. Can artists today Can they get on by being themselves?
They could, but they don't want to. Don't. Half these people, like, they want to be like somebody else. This is what it is. I don't know how to explain it, but whatever works for somebody else, people think that could work for them. You think about it. You see what works for Kanye, that might not work for somebody else. That works for him. Him and him only.
I think it's too many rappers. Let me overrule this. It's too many artists. I went to a show a few months back, and I just peeped my head in there, and the crowd was the artists.
I realize it's a new hustle, man. You gotta realize you don't have to have a high school diploma to be a rapper. You don't gotta be educated to be a rapper. It's better if you're not educated. That's what the kids like to hear now. You don't gotta be educated. It's a hustle. Selling drugs and all shit is an old hustle. Like, fuck it, I could get rich off doing this. Look how much money 6ix9ine made. Just look at it. All he did was yell. That's all he did was yell. He ain't got no high school diploma, nothing. Just think about that. Prime example.
He
Made
charted.
millions.
He charted #1 on a few times.
All he did was yell. That's all he did was yell. That's it. He made millions. So that already shows you don't have to go to high school, you don't gotta go to college, you ain't gotta do none of that.
When the whole situation went down with Treyway, 6ix9ine, and things like that, did that put like a dent on New York?
I mean, yeah, somewhat. I grow with all of them. I speak to Melly every day, so, you know what I'm saying? Free him, free the guys, you know what I'm saying? There was just a lot going on. I mean, it was unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? See people you grow with, go to jail like that. It's like, damn. I was actually at the trial too. So it was like, damn. They be hitting, 15 years, 17 years, 24 years. 11 years, you be like, damn. This is a lot. This is a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's unfortunate, man. Free the guys though.
A lot of rappers are getting indicted. Growing up, I thought that when you get hit with a Rico, that was more for like designed for the mafia.
Hey man, gang shit, all that shit. Same shit. What's the difference? Mafia, Bloods, Cribs, Choke, whatever gang it is. Same shit. The mob is just the old terminology. We was kids when that shit was kids that weren't even born yet. When that shit was. They probably still got it, but old terminology.
This is a question I always wanted to ask. Well, I'm not going to ask you that question, but what is the reason for a gang? Whether it's Blood, Crypt, Latin Kings, Pyro, what is the point of that?
I don't know. You gotta ask a gang member. I got a crew and all that, but I never been in a gang. I'm cool with all of them, but I always felt like even when, like one of the big homies, he a blood member I grew up with from my block, and he was trying to come on A, and I always felt like it was an indictment waiting to happen. As a kid, that's how I always felt. I'd rather go to jail in my own melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Then you wrap me up with a whole bunch of motherfuckers I don't even know. That's how I looked at it as an early teenager. Like, nah, that's indictment waiting to happen. And you look how this shit go now, how they be rapping. Half the motherfuckers don't be knowing each other. They don't. You look at all these indictments in New York, they rapping all these motherfuckers up. Half of them don't be knowing each other. They might have heard of him. Name could be on the phone, rapping 30 motherfuckers up just because they part of like the same gang. But it'd be niggas from different boroughs. Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, rap everybody up. So it's like, oh shit. In reality, none of them might not have did nothing with the other one. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really do no crimes or nothing together. Like, you know what I'm saying? If jail was in my calling, I'm going myself. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's different. I was always kind of like a popular loner, like, you know what I'm saying? I got a crew of dudes, but you know what I'm saying? We all on the same page of what we doing. So
If the gang members know that they can be indicted, they can go down for certain Rico charges, and is right now the Rico thing is just getting thrown around left and right. If they know that they can get into that serious trouble, why do they promote themselves? Is that kind of like calling for something?
I mean, does anybody know they about to get hit with a Rico? No. Niggas don't know. It ain't like niggas be knowing. Like they get a warning, like, yo, you better chill. In like another year or two, they gonna give you the Rico. Niggas don't be knowing. You gotta realize, man, you know what I mean? Federal boys, man, they not stupid. They look on the social medias to see the beefs, the third, the threats, then you gotta realize the Instagram and all that shit is solving their crimes. They don't gotta do no real work. Social media is solving the crimes. They ain't not doing no real work. They don't even need informants. They going through the Instagram pages. They going through the YouTubes. They're not doing no real work. What work are they doing? It's just like a free check for them.
Last year, a lot of things went down.
Yeah.
Most in the music industry. We actually just seen towards the end of the year, we seen the whole Remy Ma, Papoose, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Fortunate situation.
I know, you know, I believe the whole world was rooting for them at one point because we seen a certain type of black love.
Yeah, I was one of the main ones. You know what I mean? One day I might want to get married. So it was like, damn, like, you know, it was giving hope. Now I'm like, damn, the hope is gone. Back to regular scheduled program with me with all the chicks. Like you know, I don't know. You know, I got a great relationship with Pappy from my neighborhood. I mean, you know, as I said, I don't, you know, I really can't speak on something. I don't really know the full details. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? As I said, he never talked about it. It's crazy. When that news broke, I was just with him and E-Dub in the club a day or two before that. Like, so you would have never known because he never spoke on that shit. Ever. So, I don't know.
Recently, the guy she was allegedly supposed to be dating, Easy the Block Captain, a battle rapper. He just had a battle with Shotgun Suge over in Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And one of his bars was he asked Remy Ma, did she love him? And she said, I love you, in the crowd. Do you find that kind of like over the top now?
Yeah. I mean, you know, love is a strong word anyway. Does people really know what that, like love, hate, those are like real strong words. I think it's you poking, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Right. If you got it, cool. Is what it is. The world knows, like, you poking now. But he's a battle rapper, so you know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, he's like Shotgun Suge is a talented battle rapper. He's like, you know, heavy in demand in that battle world. So he's like, I gotta try to pull a rabbit out of a hat to win the battle. You know, Suge is a beast on that battle rap and shit.
You follow battle rap a lot?
Oh yeah.
Who your favorite battle rap?
Loaded Luck's my little cousin.
Loaded Lux.
He's one of the best out.
I like Head Ice. That's my guy.
Head Ice taught Loaded Lux out around.
Exactly. That's my guy, man. We talking about getting him on the show, man.
I'll reach out to him.
Yeah. I love battle rap. I just don't like. I can't do it. If I was a rapper, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's too disrespectful. They invite each other to Frank stand and all that shit. There's a lot, man. But I'm a fan. You wouldn't do it? You know, the crazy thing is, I did it one time. A lot of people don't know. I did Fight Club one time, right? And I remember we had to like audition for it. So the person I had to battle was Math Alpha.
Stop it.
Word.
Stop it.
So the audition, it was me, Math. We went like 3 or 4 rounds. And we both made it. So like the last round, I ain't gonna lie, he probably killed me. Like he said some rap and he called me like Wayne Wonder, some shit like that. Like it was fire. Right. So a lot of people don't really know that. And now we both made it. So So we both made it to the main stage. So I had to battle somebody. I think he was from Jersey or something. I won mine, and then the next round, the next battle, he had to go against Serious Jones, and he lost. Right? Serious Jones was kind of like a vet in the Fight Club shit, and then Math kept going at the shit, and then he became like a top dog in the battle rap shit. Or me and Math have been tight ever since. So that's a funny shit.
Recently, Math Hoffa was on Lip Service podcast with Angela. You seen it?
Yeah, with S.O. and Heineken.
I tell people, man, listen, a conversation, things could change, man.
I actually like that for them.
I did.
I think it was probably a lot of miscommunication. And Heineken's, I've been rocking with him for a long time, like 20 years, Math. So I was actually kind of happy. I don't know who thought of that plan. I don't know if it was Angela Lee, but I'm kind of glad they was able to clear the air. Because it's like, there's so much money in this shit for niggas to be beefing and all of that shit. I wasn't kind of feeling none of that. But I'm glad they was able to sit in a room, discuss what they had going on, no fighting, no real arguing. Cool. I'm not saying they're going to be the best of friends, but that was cool. Like, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was definitely dope, man. Do you see them back on Math Hoffa show?
I mean, it made no sense now. They got their own show.
They can merge.
I doubt it. I doubt they're going to do all that, but as long as there ain't no friction where they trying to hurt each other, then that's cool. I don't think they're going to be doing all that. Math is killing them. He's doing his thing. Bad Few's doing their thing. I don't think they're going to. I don't know. I don't think they're going to merge, but they both doing their thing.
I think we got a chance to see Math Hoffa grow on camera. Because once upon a time,
he created. He's a very strategic and smart guy. A lot of people don't know. Like Math really takes his craft seriously. I remember a time when I'm a real strip club at a time. I used to go to strip club every day, and I remember I had Math in my car. I'm like, we gonna go to Sin City. I got everything. Don't worry about it. And that man looked at me and said, "Drop me off." I said, "Where you going?" I said, "Bro, I got a battle in a couple of days, bro. I got to prepare." And I was like, I looked at him like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you can get a drink and chill for. I got a battle, bro. Like, he's very competitive. He's a very competitive dude. Very competitive.
We seen, people, beef and piece it up, man. Do you feel like when Max B come home that him and Jim Jones could kind of like piece it up?
Man, who knows, man? It was so much said. I don't know, man. I mean, that would be good. I don't know.
That would definitely be good
that would be good for that would be great for the culture. I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I know Max Baby moms, I know his kid's a DJ. I don't know. That would be, I think that would be real I think that would be good for the culture.
They be on stage and they
would be fire.
They could do fancy car.
Yeah, if they pull that off, that would be dope. That would be so dope. I think a lot of people would love that.
I mean, him and French Montana, they put their differences to the side, and
a lot of that was because of French was with Max. They didn't really have like they real. It was like kind of like guilty by association kind of like thing. Like, so that was good. I mean, that was good that they was able to do that. I mean, I think it's getting older, man. Like, what we gonna be just failing away toward people to the grave? Like, you know what I'm saying?
How many artists that you have that you got under your belt?
Right now, I'm just working with Primo. My whole focus is all on Primo, getting him to where he need to go. I'm also helping like Lil Ock, the kid from my neighborhood. He's real talented. He got a lot of good music. I mean, his time is now. And I'll be helping out Pretty Deej too of lately. But really my artist that I'm really focused on right now, Primo.
Yeah,
so he's like, he has a couple offers. I mean, we just working, man. We working. We working every day. We doing something. So.
If I'm a person that never been to New York City, what are some of the spots that I gotta go to? Just give me
clubs, you mean?
Just spots. If I'm, from morning, noon, and night.
Well, restaurant wise, I like going to Nello's. It's like on 62nd and Madison. real fly, expensive restaurant. All the celebrities go there. It's a real chill spot. You know, you want to go to the clubs, you go to strip clubs. You know, Atlantis is popping, Starlets is popping. Regular clubs. I like going to Taj. That's my main club. Taj.
Where that's at?
That's on I think it's on 25th. It's Manhattan. It's like on West 25th or something like that. On
Okay.
23rd. But that's the club I like to. They got Code in Queens. All the clubs on Steinway. Red Cafe got a club private room. That's pretty popular now. It's in Queens. DJ Sub was about to open up a club too on Steinway. Like all the spots on Steinway is popping. That's in Queens. So you could go to any one of those. But you know, it's cold now. It's a lot of I play the crib when it's cold. I come back out in the spring and start getting warmer again. Because I don't really like wearing jackets and shit like that.
Arlis, what in the world is a chopped cheese? I keep seeing it everywhere. Now we got cheesesteaks out here. What is a chopped cheese?
I mean, it's a sandwich with a whole bunch of shit in it. I mean,
Thank you for keeping it 100.
I mean, it became popular. It's been around for years though, but now it's a thing. So that's what people say. Like, you know, it was trending. Like, let me get a chopped cheese. So to me, I be looking at that shit like it's like pastrami with cheese and some onions and shit like that.
Right. So we're gonna go back to New York. Dame Dash.
Mm-hmm.
He just recently sold his part of Rockefeller.
Oh, he did?
I'm sorry. No. It was for Reasonable Doubt. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know he was trying to do that. Oh, so he sold it. Finally sold it.
His part. Yep.
He probably don't want nothing to do with it no more, I guess.
But do that kind of take him out the equation of the whole Rockefeller thing?
I mean, Jay-Z can never erase him out of his history. I mean, it was documented. Cameras and all that, it was documented. He actually shouted out Dame in one of them awards, like, yo, shout out to Dame Dash, you know, we don't see eye to eye. He was still part of the greatness. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Dame Dash, I believe he played a really huge part in the hip hop game of bringing different crews together.
I think so too.
He had MOB. I'm sorry, MOP. He had ODB. He had State Property.
I mean, he discovered Kevin Hart, man.
How about that?
So
he funded Lee Daniels as well.
So discovering Kevin Hart, if he's the biggest comedian out right now, I mean, that right there is probably bigger than anything, honestly. I mean, Jay-Z's, you know, I guess he discovered him too, or whatever, however it is, but he discovered Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart said he put me in my first movie. So that right there took him, he should be able to get budgets from everybody just because of that. That means he knows talent. You know what I'm saying?
You ever think about signing the Rockefeller back in the day?
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, Brooklyn. Well, you know, who wouldn't at that time? You know what I'm saying? You see what he did with Memphis Bleak. So it was like, at that time, yeah. Like, who wouldn't at that time? Like, so, you know, I look at it like that. Like, I got so many stories. Even when I was a kid and my mother got deployed to fight in the war, and I had to, she moved with my grandparents in Roosevelt, Long Island for 2.5 years. Keith Murray used to take me to school. He used to walk me to school. All right.
Keith Murray?
Yep. Walk me to school.
Used to be one of my favorite rappers, man.
Still one of my favorite rappers, too. And I used to rhyme because Terminator X lived around the corner. So I used to be, you know, he had the turntables outside. You know, I'd be like trying to rap and shit like that. Like, I got so many ill stories. It's like, damn, like, remember this shit as a kid. It's like, it's just crazy. So whether it was the Bronx, Brooklyn, or Roosevelt.
Well, this is the untold story. This is the untold story.
Chuck D lived around the corner when I was out there.
Chuck D, oh my
The whole Public Enemy. Flavor Flav, remember all of them. Busta Rhymes, he used to be gambling on Davis Alley. I remember all that shit like it was yesterday. All right.
You were around for a lot of legends.
I realized my step-pop's best friend is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I got pictures with him in my crib. That was my step-pop's best friend. I'll show you a picture and send it to you. Like, oh, big 7-foot motherfucker walking in your crib like this in Brooklyn. You like, It's like, yo, that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Word. My stepfather's best friend. He's like my uncle. Been around everybody, David Dinkins, all that. I got all the I'm send you all that shit. I got documentation, beat conversation. I got all that shit. Mayor David Dinkins is a good friend of the family.
Hey, you don't stun on that. You don't flaunt that a lot.
Been around the greats. A person that's like my uncle was the mayor of New York. I'm gonna send it to you. But that's why nothing really, all this new shit, that shit don't impress me. I remember I used to play basketball. Imagine Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at your basketball game. And they asking what you here for. I'm here to watch my nephew play.
You can play ball?
Yeah, I played ball in college and everything. I had bad knees, so I didn't make it to the NBA. I got me a scholarship though. That shit was good enough. Got me a free education off a scholarship.
Oh, you was in a mix, man.
I've been through so much shit. Like I'm happy, man. I'm still here. Half the people we done grew up with, niggas dead or in jail. Our whole class is dead or in jail for the most part. I'm still out here. So I gotta be so thankful. On Christmas, I was thankful, like, damn, half the motherfuckers I grew up with, niggas is in jail or they dead.
What is one thing that people don't know about you, but they should?
I'm great. I think everybody knows that though, but I just want to reiterate it. I ain't got no blemishes, no scandals, none of that funny shit. If you think about it, you go through my whole career, never, everywhere you go, you turn, that's a great nigga, that's a good nigga. So I think people will know that for the most part.
And being in this industry for as long as you did, you heard and seen a lot of things.
Yeah, because people talk too much. The industry is fake, man. It's like, so you just got to know how to play it to your favor. Like, it's fake. Like, people are fake. Niggas, niggas get in the industry, want to meet friends and shit. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to compete, nigga. I don't want to be friends with you niggas like that. I got my own friends I grew up with. Too much is like, that's why I actually like 50. 50's a competitor. He came in the game like, man, I'm going at these niggas. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z's competitive. Like, niggas just need to compete more. Like, nobody remembers number 2 or number 3. You should be striving to be number 1. Gotta compete. Everybody's buddy. I thought you was my friend. Like, nigga, I met you in the industry. The fuck you think we friends? I only knew you for 5 minutes. Just think about it. All these niggas think they're friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the dudes that I did meet in the industry, they real like street dudes. So they come from like different. Like Gil was supposed to have been really a million selling record artist. I was around him through the ups, the downs, the ups, the downs. The ups. Damn, he's still the same nigga. Got the same phone number, still talk the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Still genuine. Yo, whatever you need, just let me know. To this day. Speak to him once a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see a nigga like that, to see win. He deserve it. Wallow deserve it. Them niggas deserve that shit. I'm beyond happy for niggas like that. They deserve it. That keeps me going like, damn, niggas finally figured it out and they won. Now look, he's spending all his energy helping his kids with the music. And that's what it's about.
What is one thing you want to leave behind when it's, your time to go?
My kids gonna be like, yo, my daddy was him for real. I mean, that's how they look at me anyway. But like when that casket dropped and they at the what's name and they see millions of people there, my dad was really that guy. No bullshit, no fake shit, no nothing. You know what I mean? It takes you years to build a good name for yourself. It takes you 60 seconds to lose that shit. 60 seconds. That's it. Nigga might have a great name, like, damn, he was great, but then he told on 2 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he was great, but then he got caught up in some sexual gay scandals. You know what I'm saying?
That's 100% true.
Takes you years to build a reputable name. Take you 60 seconds to lose that shit. And that's what people don't think about. 60 seconds to lose that shit. Yo, he was ill, but you see how like everybody that plays Alpro, he was ill. bitches, bikes, furs. And then it's like, he told, tough. You feel what I'm saying? You see, like, you hear stories like, yeah, like out here, like in New York, like we had like the Tommy Hill. We looked at him like a New York. He was talking that shit. He was getting a bunch of money, but then it was like they was like, oh shit, he told, like, oh. And we niggas in New York fucked with him, like not didn't know him personally, but just the stories and shit. We was like, yo, he's fucking with the mob niggas and shit. Like, oh shit, this black niggas, yo, he's fucking with he's like in a mob or something. And then that shit happened. It was like, oh damn. And then eventually he got killed or something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Is New York known for affiliating themselves with rats?
Well, the real niggas ain't gonna fill themselves with rats, but yes, there is people that affiliate themselves with rats. Because they have this concept that, like, they're not gonna tell on me type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a yes or a no. Like, if you stand for something, you're gonna separate yourself. I had people that I grew up that, that I fuck with that wound up turning that cheek, and I was like, I just distanced myself. Like I don't hate you or nothing like that, but you're a brother that did bad, so you gotta stay over there. I can't really, not gonna tarnish my name. I don't got that on my name. Cause people are cruel. They be like, yeah, that's my man, but you fuck with that rat nigga over there. You know what I'm saying? Cause like we crack jokes with niggas like that too. Like, man, that nigga over there fucking with a rat ass nigga. Fucking with them cheesy rats over there. But it's like, I think that's like that in probably any state though. Like they pick and choose now. The rat nigga got money. They gonna like, man, fuck that. He ain't gonna tell on me. Like, so niggas be trick their mind and believe this shit.
Now, is that how Treyway did? I'm not gonna say that's how they thought, but on the outside looking in, was it how it looked like?
I mean, it was a rush. It was, that was a money play that just fell in their lap, and the song got lit. It was like kind of like a more of a money play, like. And then people would have been surprised if 6ix9ine didn't tell, because he wasn't no street dude. So it was like, oh shit, he held it down. But once them people, they put that platinum bracelets on your wrist, you heard them on the interview. Like I knew from as soon as it was happening, I was telling, I wasn't, fuck that. But then you took all these people away from their family. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is things, he's still like young-minded, not thinking about this. Shotty got kids, Mel got kids, these niggas got kids. Right? And they put the shield around you to protect you. And it was all good. You recording this shit and all of that shit. Now when shit go left, this is what you do. None of them told, you know what I'm saying? But this is now what we gonna use you to, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with them. They all got children. And his mind, he thinking that's cool. But it was cool when they was protecting you, doing all that. You was hype behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? But look at the karma now. You don't see him doing anything. What is he doing now? Nothing. They got beat up in LA Fitness, all type of shit. Like, this be the karma. People don't be believing in karma. You took, you know what I mean? You took niggas away from their families. You know what I'm saying? Because you remember, you the one, them niggas ain't talking. You popping all the hot shit, creating these enemies. And they going to, you know what I'm saying? Protecting you. But as I said, that kid ain't grow up like us. So, it was just like, but how his career ain't gonna go nowhere. He made whatever he made, and that's it. They already off to the next couple of artists.
Well, there was some artists that collab with him. Akon, Nicki Minaj.
That was kind of. Did Nicki Minaj? Oh, she did. She did do something after the telling shit, right?
Yep, Kodak Black, I believe.
Yeah.
And a few other artists.
Kodak Black got a lot of bad reviews off that, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's with the Zoe panel or something like that. The Zoe niggas.
Yeah. And in New York, Hassan Campbell.
Yeah.
He had a situation where Africa Bambaataa uh, allegedly did something to him at a young age.
Allegedly.
Right,
Oh, that's what he said.
right. His story is pretty much out there.
Yeah, he put his own story out there.
Right, right. Do you feel like hip hop should cancel African Bambaataa due to not just his accusations, but quite a few others?
Yeah, but he never went to jail for it, right?
No.
So obviously none of them press charges or anything like that. So how do we really know it is what it is? They never went through it with anything. So if you're a little boy, right, I don't know how old he said he was at that time, and a man is fondling your nuts or your butt or whatever, like the fuck, like you have parents at that age. I mean, what charges was brought up against him? Everything is like an accusation, but Puff is in jail. You see the difference? They felt complaints and stuff. And as I said, he speaks a lot of knowledgeable stuff when I watch his stuff, but he said he forgave the man. He did like an interview with like people from that shit at one point. So I'll be lost. You know what I'm saying?
You think he kind of confused traffic from his content?
Yeah, if you're saying he's a molester, he does it with boys or whatever, and then you kind of like said you forgave or you did an interview with him or something like that, or interview one of them people, then now that confuses everything. Like people, because he has a big platform. He has a major platform. Everybody watches this shit. So now we're gonna be like, all right, what's what and who's who? You know what I'm saying? We don't know now. Like some old shit came out when he was younger and he was talking about it, and he kind of looked at like, everybody goes over there. So it's like, well, what age did this happen? At 16, 12, 17, 18? At what age? Because kids are smart. Even at 12 years old, kid knows something ain't right. Like, nah, they ain't. What the hell? Ain't. I don't know. I don't know the man personally. I know people that know him, but I don't really know. And then, if he was locked up for like all type of attempts and shit like that, like, all right, well, why his son is still around? Why he ain't gone? If you felt that way, like, I don't know. I really not to really speak on it too much, but I don't really know. But I know he has a lot of viewers that watch him. So when people look at these podcasts, these interviews, they're gonna try to find shit like, all right, well, it's contradiction here. Well, all of them, not just him, but that's what they're gonna look at.
Do you believe his story?
I don't know. I don't really feel it was like it was really like consistent enough. Like if you say that, cool. Then he said I could have pressed charge, but I didn't. Then he said, well, I forgave him. So it's like now I'm lost. It's the same thing even with the Sean case, the Sean situation. It's like, cool, we already know what Diddy did as far as that, the lawyers. He did the 10. Said he went to visit him. Said he tried to spit on him. Came home, forgave him, and he expected him to give him $1 million. So now it's like, yo, hold on. We compromising ourselves for $1? Like, so now like I was like, oh shit, hold on. Like, so now you listen to these interviews, like, yo, he only gave me 50,000, but he gave this girl 300. I did 10. The nigga put me in jail for a day. Our relationship is over. 10 is a long time. He had a promise of grade. He was lit. He had Sean and Bonnie, and he had records. He was gonna be out of here. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, damn, like now it's like I'm confused. So now if I give you the million, we good. But I did the 10. I don't give a fuck how much money it is. To sit down for 10 joints a whole decade, I don't. But that's just me though. So, everybody's different. Like his music and everything. But it was like that was kind of confusing now, a confusing point. Because I really watch all of these interviews. Like I sit in the crib and I'm a fan of this shit. Like, so now I was like, well, I don't know now. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like after Sean got out of prison and he linked up with Diddy, you feel like he was just using him and he pretty much had that in the back of his mind the whole time?
I don't know. I know if a person put me in jail and did that, what he said, and Nas put in records, what is our relationship after that? I don't want to talk to you no more. I mean, I don't know if Sean had kids at the time, but it don't matter. Took my freedom away from me. Especially if you claiming I was protecting you. You know what I'm saying? Like I came in with my man and some shit pop off, he protected me, but I'm the back and I tell some shit and switch and have people tell on him, and then now he's sitting in jail. He wouldn't have never been in jail if he ain't try to protect my life. You know what I'm saying? So how do you really look at that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because when I heard that last two interviews, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like lost. Like a male would have swept all that shit under the rug. So that's a form of compromising yourself for $1, in my opinion, my eyes.
What I don't understand is how can Shine kind of blame Diddy for a shooting in the club?
I mean, some people are protectors. I mean, that's his boss. That's the nigga that put him on. It's like, yo, I gotta protect him. He's the bag. Like, he's young. It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he said he knew the guy.
I mean, we all know the guy. I mean, we all know the guy that he was beefing with. I mean, he's definitely a serious dude. Him and his brother, they're both dead now. But so he, fell his back was to the wall. It was like, yo, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That could have been an ugly situation because them dudes was very serious dudes that he was beefing with. So,
Do you feel like Diddy owed them?
I mean, yeah, but money can't solve everything. Like, like to do 10, even to give $1 million is like what is? That's my opinion. Money can't solve everything. Like it doesn't. It could solve some things, but you gotta stand with some or fall for anything. So that's just how I look at like life. If that was the case, I'd have been rich. I'd have been at because I'm staying firm with what I believe in and my belief. People compromise their integrity every day just to get $1. You know what I'm saying? Look at a lot of the rappers, there's a lot of gay shit probably was going on with a lot of them to get on. That's why when Cat Williams said what he said, how it shook the whole industry up because all that shit is real. He said he's saying real, like he went on there and said some shit that shook the whole, because that's probably how the industry really works. That interview was too much for that show and everything came to light. You know what I'm saying?
Or at least my last question. I ask a lot of my guests this same question, and I'm gonna ask you as well. What is a stream and how does it benefit the artist?
I mean, it's just numbers. Streams is just numbers. People, I mean, the streams is good to get shows and to get a deal. That's what it's for, as a fan base. Get 1 million streams a month, cool. You could charge such and such for a club appearance, for a show. You could a label to holler at you. That's it.